welcome to CI in 5. The purpose? To get your week started off on the good foot, guiding and empowering new CI professionals looking to find their way, and providing a spark to seasoned practitioners who have lost the love and feeling. The challenge, your favorite lean thinkers sum up what continuous improvement means to them in 5 minutes or less, and in 5 words or less. Think of it kind of like a kata geek going on a speed date. I know, right? This is gonna be fun. Let's do this.
Felipe, engineer, welcome to CI in 5. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Sam. I appreciate it.
Hey, if you don't all know Felipe, why not? He is a continuous improvement geek, lean nerd, and he works in the construction industry, but he also just has so much great wisdom to offer about continuous improvement, and we'll tell you all about how to get in touch with him at the end of our feature today. But of course, it's not about that. It's about your CI in 5. So Felipe, tell me about your CI in 5.
Right, so my CI in 5, thank you, Sam, is just 3 simple words. Respect for people. That's it. That's the gateway to all other improvements. When I first started in this space, like so many other people, I thought it's all about eliminating waste. I've been doing this for over a decade, and it probably wasn't until about 6 or 7 years ago that I started reading more as I studied deeper into the history of lean, where it came from. I mean, when I first started doing this full time in my role now for a large general contractor, I worked with a handful of projects, and people were kind of squeamish, like, who's this person coming to my job trying to tell me what's what? So I had to change my approach. Like, I come open-minded, open eyes. There's no like judgment of what's going on. People are doing the best they can in the systems that they're in. Sam, I've been to construction projects where they filter Folgers coffee through a paper towel because they don't have money for filters. And then here's this project over here where they have an espresso machine for everybody. Where do you think the people are happier? Filtered paper, Folgers towel, coffee. People don't realize how those little things make such a big difference. That goes back to that respect for people. It's not always about money. It's almost never about money. It's always about how you treat people and how they see themselves and how we see them. And especially if you come with an open mind and an open heart and just meet people exactly where they are, miracles can happen.
What kind of advice or insight would you give to someone like myself who's new to the practice to help them grow as they move on in that?
I would say some things you want to practice with yourself is patience. Patience. And then think about healthy competition. You're not trying to fix people. People are not empty. You're not going to like fill them up with information or knowledge. It's quite the opposite. You've transformed. You've had some kind of experience that's changed you. Yeah, somebody helped me when I was drowning. They threw me a life preserver, saved my life. And now I'm doing it for other people too. Yeah, I was working in construction. This was over 10 years ago. Working 100 hours a week. I don't even remember driving home. I was so tired. So we're at the seminar, and I'm drinking 2 pots of coffee a day just to function. And this gentleman gets up. He gets up and he talks about what he learned, and he says, "You can do it too." And I ended up bumping into him, getting yet another cup of coffee. I said, "Hey, Mike, I really liked your talk. How can I learn more?" And he said, "Oh, you should just read this book." And I said, "I'm not going to read a book, man. I barely can be awake right now." And then he said, "Are you spending enough time with your family? Is your wife okay?" He's like, "I know you're married. Is your wife okay with how much you're working?" And I was like, well, he just hit me right there. I was like, "Mike, what's the name of the book?" It was Lean Thinking by Womack and Jones. And I applied those concepts and immediately picked up 40 hours back to myself. This guy literally opened up a whole new world for me. And I just want to give people the other opportunity, at least give them the choice. So that's what I do now, full time. Just give people a choice.
Between
doing the same thing you're doing and hating it, and then trying something new and loving it, maybe.
For someone who is either been in the practice for a while or is just kind of stuck in their continuous improvement practice, what kind of advice or input would you give to them to help them kind of spark their practice again?
I think don't be busy. Make some space for reflection. It's vastly underutilized. And especially if you're feeling frustrated or stuck, if you just pause for a little bit and think about what's going on, reflect, and connect the feelings to the thinking. And also seek feedback from outside, not from just anybody, from somebody that you trust. That makes a big difference. I've heard things, feedback from individuals and teams about what we do when we engage, how transformative it's been. I've had people come to me and say, I was going to leave the industry until you showed me how to have fun at work again.
What would you say brings you the most joy in your practice in continuous improvement?
Yeah, my practice, one of my personality traits is that I love to meet new people. Absolutely love it. So just being able to get involved with more people, and I can tell you because I track it, Sam. I've got analytics. In my first year full-time doing this, I worked with only 30 people in a year, 30 new people. Today, every week, Sam, I work with anywhere between 80 to 120 people a week. So I'm firing on all cylinders.
Felipe Engineer, thank you so much for your energy and enthusiasm and encouragement to connect with others. I think that's something we could all do better. And of course, if you would love to connect with Felipe, and why wouldn't you, check out his new podcast that he's got going on. It is amazing. And also connect with him on LinkedIn, and we'll give you all that information here in the post. So again, Felipe, thanks so much for being here on CI in 5 today.
Thank you so much, Sam.
Thanks for joining me for CI in 5. The place for you to jumpstart your week and energize you along your continuous improvement journey. So what about you? What's your CI in 5? Would love to hear from you in the comments section below, and of course would sure appreciate it if you would like, tag, share, or connect, and feel free to join me on my daily journey of 90 Second Purpose, the place where I share with you my purpose, intent, and action for the day, and reflect on the previous day's intent and action. Again, 90 Second Purpose is the place to be. Until next week, where you join me with another one of your favorite lean thinkers, stay calm and Kaizen.